Hello, this is Janet Michael. In addition to hosting The Valley Today each weekday at noon on the River 95.3, I also produce podcasts, and I'm excited to introduce you to a new podcast series in partnership with Lord Fairfax Community College. Having provided higher education and career training for the past half-century, LFCC is tightly interwoven into the fabric of the Northern Shenandoah Valley and Piedmont regions. Join me every week for conversations with current and former students to hear their funny and inspiring stories as we learn about their journey to higher education, the role that LFCC has played, where they are now, and where they plan to go. We'll also talk to current and former professors about their experiences and best memories of LFCC over the past 50 years. Get every single episode as they're released on our website at theriver953.com under the podcast tab, or you can subscribe for free in Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, on Spotify, Amazon Music, wherever you listen to podcasts. Just search for LFCC Stories. Hello and welcome to The Valley Today. I am your host, Janet Michael. Happy Monday as you are listening to the show today. We have pre-recorded our conversation. I'm always excited to be talking to Dawn from the Shenandoah Valley Discovery Museum, but I'm super excited because one of my besties on the planet is also on the screen today. Tammy Stevenson is joining us. She is the Discovery Museum's Director of Development and Marketing. Dawn Devine, of course, is the Director of the Discovery Museum. How are you ladies doing?
Great. Hello.
Hi, Janet.
I am just so excited to see Tammy's face, and it's just sad that we have to do this for work because I haven't seen her in probably a year because of the pandemic. And belated congratulations on probably one of the funnest jobs on the planet.
It is very fun, and I'm very lucky. I know a lot of people had a tough time with the pandemic, but mine ended up very well, actually. So I got to come in February. And I'm learning it's baptism by fire for sure. But I have to say, seeing all those cute little faces a couple days a week is not a bad way to come to work and start and leave every day. It's pretty awesome.
So Dawn, I can imagine how many times you've had to go grab her out of a play area and bring her back to her office to actually do her work.
Oh yeah. Tammy loves the kids.
I love the babies. I do.
That's my favorite age too, which is always the fun part, but it's also hard because of course nowadays you can't hold and love little people's babies. They have to stay a little bit at a distance, but it's fun to watch them play. And Tammy and I talk about all the times the things that come out of those kids' mouth. What was the guy the other day? There was a little 3-year-old that was telling Tammy stuff, and the dad was like, anything you want to know about our family, anything private and personal, he'd be happy to share with you.
And then Dawn had a little girl that knocked on the door and just wanted to come in and talk to her. And she was about 5 and was talking like she was 40. She just wanted to share how she loved her experience at the Discovery Museum with Dawn. And she just sat with her little tutu right up in that chair and
came down. She wanted, and the mom was so embarrassed. And I'm like, oh no, I would much rather do this.
She was great.
It really is the happiest place in Winchester.
I think it is.
It is. It is definitely. Anything with littles around is so fun.
And this is a big year. You guys are celebrating your 25th anniversary this year.
Yes, we are old. We are very excited that the whole community has kept us here for 25 years and we've aged well.
Hey, you survived a pandemic when a lot of other museums across the country did not. So you really do deserve a pat on the back.
Our families have been so grateful, and Janet was reminding us about the sock skating rink that we had this winter and we'll have again next year. And I remember literally the day we put that up, there was a mom who came up and she was in tears and she was like, I knew I could depend on you guys. I knew you guys would be there for us. It had just been such a horrible year for families to not be able to convene and have fun things to do. And we get those sentiments a lot. We get notes from people on Google that is just like, to have a safe place to come and play with my kids is amazing. So it has been well loved that we opened our doors and kept it safe and really worked hard to make it still be a gathering place for families. Almost more so. It's almost more important during COVID than before. The mission came through loud and clear that families really need us, and school systems and the whole community really did need us.
And you did a really good job when you couldn't open the doors with the take home kits, trying for these families to be able to recreate an experience in their living rooms when they couldn't come do it in one of your areas.
Yep, we did free curriculum every single day we would have been open. And that was literally from the day that we closed. So we tried really hard. And to me, that always, I've been a parent educator for a large portion of my life. And knowing that age, families just thinking about the fact that you're trapped at home and you can't interact with other littles and there's not any break, it just became so vital to support them and also to support the school districts because they were rallying at that point, trying to figure out how they were going to do online education, which it has been amazing to me how challenging this has been and how much they've really stepped up to the plate in so many, many ways. And hopefully, knock on wood, we're slowly coming out of things.
What does it look like now at the Discovery Museum? Are you still requiring masks? So what does it look like inside the Discovery Museum now?
So ironically, things don't look a ton different for us, mostly because right now there's only vaccination happening for 12 and older. And so more than half of our visitors are below vaccination age. And so we are continuing to have everyone masked that is age 5 and up to protect our littlest folks and hope that there will be some options for them down the road. We will slowly start lifting capacities. We may change some other things as we start evolving out, but the masks will stay at least for the near future until vaccination can come to our regular visitors, because obviously most of our visitors are short of that vaccination age.
I spoke with Dr. Fight from Valley Health a few weeks ago, and he seems to think that potentially by the end of this year into early next, there will be vaccines available for younger children than the age of 12. So I'll keep my fingers crossed for you.
He is on our board, so he's working for us.
He is one of my favorite people on the planet.
As an outsider or a new insider, I guess, what a great system they already had in place when I arrived in February. The cleaning that happens in between, we do not take that for granted at all. And it is really all of us. I might be the director of development, but I can clean some building blocks. We all just have to step in there. And there's so many extra things that are happening now in between. And of course, people don't realize that and they don't need to. They just need to come have fun. But we are still being very cautious with our kids. I expected more of a negative response. And we really have not had that because Dawn mentioned it earlier. They're so grateful. Like teachers and parents and grandparents are so grateful we're there. And if they have to wear a mask for a 2-hour play session, well, that is just fine as long as I can be there.
And I think when you explain that you're doing this to protect our littlest visitors, I think that people are like, okay, that makes sense. Because people don't ever even think about the fact that obviously half of our visitors, if not more, are well below 12. And obviously it appears to us that the youngest people are not being as badly affected by COVID, but you have no idea and you don't know their immunity status and what they're coming to the museum with. But because they aren't vaccinated and really can't be vaccinated, we just felt like that we needed to continue to offer that sort of protection for them.
So how will that impact summer camps? Will you still be doing them? Will they look a little different? Tell me about the summer camps.
Yes, actually, we are. We are still doing summer camps. And I will tell you, we are filling up. So if you haven't registered for summer camps, you want to get on the website and register. We have decided to put together some special summer camps this year at the very beginning of June, specifically for homeschoolers. So if you're a homeschooler or you know a homeschooler, because the school system is going a little bit later into June this year, we decided to trial this and see if those first couple of weeks we could do something very special for homeschoolers. But our regular camps all the way through August, they're still running. We are going to be wearing masks in the camps, but because we've been able to raise our capacity up to normal and we are still using our larger rooms so that there is some more spread out space, we found last year that that really made for a much better, funner experience because so many of our camps are very hands-on. I don't want to ruin anything, but there may be some building of some rocket ships and a few other things that you just can't do. NASA knows this. You cannot do this in a small space, for heaven's sakes. So yes, we have continued with that. And There are some really fun things with the hands-on pieces that having all that extra space has been really nice for. So, yep, we're still doing summer camps. We have lots going on.
So where do people register for the summer camp?
They go to our regular website, so discoverymuseum.net, and there's literally a picture on the front that you can click on that says summer camps.
And they can register for more than one too, right? I mean, they're like a couple of days at a time, a week at a time. How long are they?
We do a half day for a week at a time. So if parents are looking for a full day experience, they can do a morning one and an afternoon one. And we do offer lunch bunch. So somebody could say, and we match up so that we have preschool through first grade camp in the morning and one in the afternoon. Same with the first grade all the way up through fourth or fifth grade, we have in the morning and a match in the afternoon. So we make sure that it is possible if you want a full day experience, but you register for half days at a time. And there's descriptions for everything out there. We have camps from superheroes to Hogwarts to all sorts of fun. I'm just me. There's lots of really fun things. There's a dinosaur camp, although I kind of think the dinosaur camp might be sold out. Dinosaurs, there is a certain age boy, typically, certain age boy that knows every single dinosaur that ever walked this earth. And some grow into adults and still know.
Oh yeah, I have a 40-something friend who runs the Chamber in Front Royal who would sign up for a dinosaur camp today if you offered it for adults.
I tell you, trains and dinosaurs, there's something mysteriously drawing to that.
Well, let's take a quick break. When we come back, can we talk a little bit about what you're going to be doing to celebrate your 25 years? I understand you're having a gala, so can we get details for that in the next segment?
That sounds great.
Sounds good.
We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to continue our conversation. We are pre-recording today with Dawn Devine. She is the director of the Shenandoah Valley Discovery Museum. Joining her on the screen is Tammy Stevenson. She is the director of development and marketing for the museum. We'll be back to talk with them more a little bit in just a couple of minutes.
Got a financial decision to make or a goal to reach, but you don't know where to start? You've come to the right place. Introducing Quick Money Chats with the Northern Shenandoah Valley Financial Education Program. Visit tinyurl.com/quickmoneychat to schedule a virtual chat with a staff member or trained volunteer. We won't tell you what to do, but we will give you the tools you need to choose wisely. And because Virginia Cooperative Extension is part of Virginia Tech and Virginia State, your land-grant universities, you can be sure that our information is credible and trustworthy. And you'll know that we aren't trying to sell you something. Maybe you want to improve your credit score, or reduce your banking overdraft fees, or even figure out if you can afford to buy that car. Sorting through tons of information on the internet can be overwhelming, and sometimes it can be hard to know who to trust. Schedule a Quick Money Chat and get the information you need to take action. Go to tinyurl.com/quickmoneychat and get financial education personalized for you.
Welcome back to the Valley. Today, I am your host, Janet Michael. Happy Monday. As you are listening to the show today, we have pre-recorded our conversation on the Zoom screen. We are chatting with Dawn Devine. She is the director at the Shenandoah Valley Discovery Museum. Joining her is Tammy Stevenson. She is their director of development and marketing. We talked in the first segment, ladies, about summer camps. They're filling up quick, so discoverymuseum.net is the best first place for people to go. But talk to me about this 25 years. I don't feel like we gave it enough attention in the first segment. Are y'all doing like a big blowout? Do you have special things planned for your 25th year?
Well, we had a little birthday party on April 17th. Unfortunately, it couldn't be the size we wanted it to because we had restrictions for our attendance. Still went very well, but of course not the usual birthday party madness that the Discovery Museum is known for. However, having said that, we have our gala coming up on Saturday, August 21st. So thrilled that the guidelines are opening, the restrictions for attendance. So now we have a lot to look forward to. The theme of that gala is building our future because of 25 years, with the idea that the focus is going to be on an exhibit that the plan is that if all the funding is there, we will actually construct in September of 22. So, and it will be a build construction, see the theme, with the idea moving forward that, again, just kind of looking ahead and planning out, is that in 2022, the gala's theme will be X, and in 2023, we will build X. 2020, on and so forth. So the idea now is that the gala will have the theme of the next exhibit.
And I love that idea because it lets
Yeah.
us as a community really have a part in
Mhm.
what's happening and feel like we're part of what's going on at the Discovery Museum.
Right. And we feel like we're answering something here because let's face it, we learned during the pandemic, if we've never learned before in the history of forever, how important our workers are. God bless our grocery store workers, our bricklayers, our plumbers, our electricians. I mean, that's what we needed, and that's who helped us survive. So the idea with this exhibit, of course, is the hands-on. This is what happens when you build a building or you build a home or you build a community. This is what it looks like. We have some really cool things coming up for the gala that have to do with little pieces of construction equipment. I'll leave it there. We're hoping to keep the grown men off of it, but that's another story. But our gala happens at the museum. We use all 4 floors, which is a real blessing. Again, who knew that was coming? 4 floors allows us to divide and conquer very easily. So people will not be all in one room, which I know is a big concern right now.
I think it's going to be a big concern even after we're on the other side of this. I think a lot of us within
I
the
do too.
community have learned that, you know what, it's just not a good idea in any
Right.
circumstance to be in a crowded room with a bunch of people you don't know necessarily.
Exactly. But we have been, and from my past experience, always in a sales capacity, I will tell you that when you go to local businesses about children, it's a very different conversation. And where a lot of businesses just have really struggled, we feel super, super lucky because we are really looking towards a great number already financially for this gala. And I have to give a big shout out to Valley Health that we all love because they are our title sponsor this year. They have not done that in the past. And so we're very excited to have Valley Health on board for this 2021 gala, Building Our Future.
Now, do you still need sponsors? Is there room for other people to say, hey, Tammy, Janet said I should write you a check with a comma in it. Who do I make
would
that out
love
to?
Yes. And you just make that on out to the Shenandoah Valley Discovery Museum. That is one of the things we were talking about earlier. There's so many levels. I mean, if you just have 7,500 laying around, hey, that's great. But if you also have 500 laying around, so yes. And you can actually reach out to me directly. My email is Tammy S. Very easy at discoverymuseum.net. We still have some spot for the gala coming up. So that'll be really fun and exciting.
So when can I get tickets to it? Is that going to come maybe July or can I get tickets now? Because I want to take it now.
Right. Well, if you're a sponsor, that all the sponsorship levels come with tickets for the evening, but we will be opening that up towards the middle of June for regular tickets. And that's when you'll start seeing more in like the emails. And then there will be also a nice invitation, as we would call a snail mail. We will be sending those out because not everybody likes to get those things electronically. And we want you to know that it's a special event. So it is something special. It's not just an email. We want to tell you that you're invited and honor our sponsor that night as well. But it's going to be a fun event. And of course, we've got all the guidelines in place, not only for spacing, but the food will be an individual. It's not like a buffet or anything because that's just not where we are anymore.
Well, and Tammy, you know me well enough to know buffets were never my thing anyway. So I am so happy that the pandemic has kind of made them a no-no, that I may never have to see one, much less tell somebody I don't want to eat at one ever again.
Exactly. I mean, if I have to have my meatballs in a cup, I'm all in. Yeah.
That's it.
I mean, let's go. Or, fruit on a stick. I'm fine. Let's go. But we're very excited. And so far, so good. We're in a really good position, but we always, of course, need more sponsors, especially coming off the year we've had. And these exhibits are fantastic and they're well planned and they're educationally based. This is not an inexpensive endeavor to redo a floor in a children's museum. So that's why these galas are so important. And the community support has been wonderful and we appreciate it. And we know that it's a sacrifice, but the money will be well spent. And when the exhibit comes to life in 2022, you'll be like, oh, yeah, that's what I gave money for.
And then all of these people will be lined up saying, hey, wait, I want to go ahead and give you money for the next one because this one was so awesome.
That's it.
That's right.
That's it.
We'll take it.
So do you think you'll bring back the Sunset Series in your 25th year as part of a celebration?
Well, that is the plan. Again, while we're talking about wonderful community support, the Sunset Series has been a hugely popular event. Of course, the last one was in 2019 for obvious reasons. For those listeners that don't know what the Sunset Series is, it is an adult-only event that we do on our rooftop. So you get a bird's eye view of Winchester City. It's beautiful.
I was told we have the only rooftop in Old Town.
I think it is the only rooftop. That's right. So you can have an adult beverage evening with some appetizers and some local musicians. And that can be anything from maybe a group from Shenandoah University. It can be an individual. It could actually be a band. But we do need sponsors for that again, because we just have to honor those musicians. We don't expect them to just show up and be there. We honor that commitment to local musicians and to our guests, and we want it to be a really good experience. But the bottom line is we need funding for that. So again, that's another one that you can do like a whole season, which we're looking at July through October, so a 4-month run. Or if you feel like you only want to focus on, say, August, well, we can chat about that too. I'm not going to say no.
And it's a great way to get your name out there. So it's just smart advertising.
Well, there's also the networking side of it. You know, when you're relaxed on a rooftop, it's a good time to have conversations with other business people. And Lord knows we need to see each other again. So if you sponsor the Sunset Series, it's an awesome event. And how else would you rather spend a summer or fall evening than on a rooftop?
Right.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
It's perfect. Well, now you mentioned that these will run through the summer into October. When October rolls around, will you go back to some of the other regular programming, like your First Fridays?
We will. So all along, Bank of Clark County has sponsored First Fridays, which is an event we do for the community. And literally it's on the first Friday. It's 5 to 7, again, pre-registration, because we do have attendance guidelines. But because Bank of Clark County has been an ongoing sponsor of that event, we can have kids and families come play with us at no charge. And that does a few things. One is that we obviously need people to come in. So then they come back. And if they haven't tried it out yet, the cost is very minimal to come in. But for some families, that has been a challenge, particularly now. So that's a real blessing from the Bank of Clark County, and we certainly appreciate it. The idea is that from 5 to 7, your family can come check out the museum and just kind of get an idea. So then the idea is when you come back, you'll learn a little more about the play sessions and know what to expect when you head back in.
And I think a lot of times we all, especially as parents, think things are way more expensive than they actually are. So being able to come the first time for free and realize, what, this is all it costs to come normally? Why have I not done this before when I now see all of the things that I'm getting? It's smart.
Yeah. Well, and the 5 to 7 seems to be a great time because we do have a younger kind of demo. You can't go much later than that on some of these littles. You start to lose them. And so 5 to 7 is a good time. Maybe mom and dad are finished work, and it's a nice time, especially when the weather's nice. Head right down to Old Town Winchester when you're finished to grab some dinner. It's perfect.
And there's lots of great restaurants in Old Town. There's lots to do.
The other thing that happens during the school year, which just finished for now, will start in October, is our sensory friendly night. That is very specifically geared to our kids with special needs. And so that night we have some guests from Valley Health that come. The lights are a little lower. The noise levels are different, and it's a little more focused on children that have sensory needs. And what's so great about our affiliation with Valley Health in that is that, like, they're set up for their little touch stations where, like, there's little rice boxes and just sensory type activities, different things like felt and buttons and things that they feel. And again, it's a little quieter group, again, a pre-registration, and that is still happening because Continental stepped up. They were really interested in sponsoring something with us. And that has been a great joy because I'm going to tell you that group of parents, when Dawn speaks of appreciation, that is one group in this community that we hear just so much. They're so gracious and so happy that we give their kids a special opportunity to play at the Discovery Museum, particularly the first 30 minutes of those nights, because that is complete quiet. And it is just something that we really like to honor those kids to come on in and just enjoy the Discovery Museum when it's not quite as crowded, because we do enjoy when there's lots of people, but not all kids enjoy being overstimulated. It's just not a good thing for them.
Well, when you guys talked about trialing things out, those families, it's a free night for them to come and trial something out and see if it's a good fit for their child and their child's abilities. And kids with special needs are so fun because they oftentimes can love the Discovery Museum much, much, much older and really, really enjoy and come away with learnings from it. But this gives them an opportunity to really see if it's a good fit for them with zero financial investment.
Right.
Yeah, a lot of times they see it in a totally different way than what you or I would see it, or our kids would see it. And it's just really kind of cool to see that perspective and think, I didn't see it that way, but that is genius.
Exactly.
Well, and it's where it is a hands-on museum. We take that for granted. But for a child with sensory needs, sometimes they see, feel things that we didn't even notice. And they give us a fantastic perspective or more ideas like we need more of this or that maybe we didn't see before. Because like you said, Janet, we're not looking at it through their eyes. They're looking at it from a completely different perspective. And having some occupational therapists on site most nights, I can't promise that every sensory friendly night, but they're specializing in helping with that group of kids. And it's been awesome. It's a great partnership.
So where can people go to get more information about everything that we've talked about today?
Well, Dawn, should we tell her about our updated website?
New and improved website. We've been working hard on this website.
And our mobile site. So again, it's just discoverymuseum.net. We recognized that a new website needed to happen because again, everything's online. And so we know the two biggest things people want to know is how can I get tickets and how can I donate? And why would we make that complicated?
Right?
I mean, let's be rational. And so if you go to our new website, that's the two focuses right there. Here's how I visit. Here's how you donate. And as Dawn mentioned earlier, like with the summer camps, pretty self-explanatory summer camp picture. Click on it. There's the summer camp part. But what's really good about this website is that most of your questions are answered. And of course, like every good website, there's contact information. You can reach out to us. And even if we can't grab it right then, Facebook, Instagram, all the ways that people are communicating, we have all those resources. So
just do a quick search for Discovery Museum. So what are your hours now that we're into late spring, early summer?
We have 2 play sessions every day, Wednesday through Saturday. You need to pre-register, and those play sessions go from 9:30 to 11:30 and then 1:30 to 3:30. And like Tammy said, on the in-between, we're busy working away.
And tell me the address for somebody who maybe has been living under a rock and has no idea where this little bundle of fun building is located.
Oh yeah? If you just gave birth and you're new to Winchester and you didn't know we were here, we're at 19 West Cork Street. So we're literally at the south end of the Old Town Walking Mall. We're kind of the bookend at one end.
Well, thank you, ladies. I appreciate your time today. This has been fun as usual. I expect nothing less.
That's it. That's it.
when are you coming to play, Janet?
That's what we're going to have to figure out. We're going to have to set a day. So now that I am fully vaccinated, we'll have to set a day and I'll come record a show
and play.
Sitting in the middle of all the building blocks.
Oh, that'd be good. That'd be good.
And we have new bees. We have 3-week-old bees. You can come sit in the honeycombs.
See, the cool stuff just keeps coming. We are going to wrap up our conversation today. We have been chatting with Dawn Devine. She is the director at the Shenandoah Valley Discovery Museum. Joining her has been Tammy Stevenson, one of my lifelong besties. She is their director of development and marketing. I will be back tomorrow. It is Tourism Tuesday, but as I sit here, I have no idea who the guest is. So you're going to have to meet me back here tomorrow at noon to find out.